Coachella Valley, and welcome to Live with Your Chamber. I'm your host, Katie Stice, CEO at the Rancho Mirage Chamber of Commerce, and Happy New Year. I hope that this message finds you all well and healthy. I am back at work today, so excited to be back part of this world again. It felt like I was out for a pretty long time, so I'm just now starting my New Year's celebrations and planning for a lot in the way of recovery and resilience along with our businesses and so much more. But today we've got a great guest for you. We're going to talk about your finances. It's a great time to dive into planning, learning more. So let's just bring our guest right in. Please give a warm welcome to Erin Rojo of World Financial Group. Erin, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Katie. How are you? Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year to you all.
Erin is an expert in finances. We've gotten to know each other for a long time over the years through the chamber, through the community. So first, just tell us, how long have you been in this industry?
I've been in this industry coming up on 10 years. Actually, in 2 months,
Excellent.
it'll be my 10-year anniversary in the industry.
Fantastic. And why did you choose it?
My background is in hospitality, everything from being a busboy, server, bartender, manager, you name it. And I
Yeah.
think that goes for a lot of people here in town. Being a tourist town, I take it most of us at one point in our lives worked at a restaurant, at a bar, at a golf club, at a store due to tourism. So the biggest reason why I changed industries was I am married. We have one kid. He's
Mhm.
17. And in that industry, weekends, holidays are always a must.
Mhm.
And then having to ask my boss for permission to take a day off, take
Yeah.
vacation,
Yeah.
which is something that I've had it. So I was given the opportunity to start in this industry
Yeah.
to where I have control of my time and control of my income. But the most important thing, Katie, is uh, I work because yes, I have to provide for my family. But the biggest thing that I love about what I do is helping
Yes.
people understand how money works, what can they do with the money that they have, how
Right.
can they plan for the future, maybe either in just a life insurance type of a plan, planning for retirement. And one of the most important things that nowadays people are concerned about is long-term care.
Exactly. And let's just jump right into long-term care. Tell us first what it is.
Long-term care is a service, well, not so much a service, but a need that at least 4 out of 5 people are going to need some type of long-term care, where either I'm taking care of my mom and dad at home, my in-laws at home, or if they have some sort of a condition that they need nursing care, they need to go to a facility.
Absolutely. And so, in your opinion and expertise, since you've really been diving into this issue for well over a decade, who should have long term care? Is that absolutely every single person?
Yes, everyone should have long-term care for the fact that a lot of people say, but Aaron, I don't need long-term care. I have plenty of money set aside. I'm very wealthy. I'm like, great, that's awesome. Good for you. But the question that I always ask them is, why would you want to spend the wealth that you built, the legacy that you want to leave your family, your kids and grandkids
Hmm.
in long-term care expenses, where you could just transfer a next dollar amount from one account to a different account where you get 2 or 3 times more of what you put into set that account. Another way that can be done as well is if you start planning for it at an earlier age,
Hmm. Hmm.
it'll be a lot less expensive and it could potentially be completely paid for by the time it comes that you need long-term care.
Well, and I feel like that might be something that people kind of lose sight of is that um, number one, it's always going to be there for you. It's something that you're building upon, but it's also really affordable. And there's really, I guess, one of the other things I would probably drive home, and I'm sure you would too, is you really at this point you can't afford not to. It's definitely something that we're all going to need at some point. And so it's worth diving into and talking to you and learning more about it. When you first started in the industry, 10 plus years ago, what was the first thing that, maybe surprised you about either things that you learned or things that are often a misconception for folks out there?
The fact that pre-planning
Hmm.
is being an immigrant. I
Hmm.
thought it was just my culture. I was born and raised in Mexico, so I
Hmm.
thought it was just my culture. But I have clients from just about every country you can think of that I've had relationships with, and I've been given the privilege to help them and educate them about the need for either life insurance, long-term care, you name it. But and that's everybody. It's not
Yeah.
just us, the Hispanic Latino community that are so close-minded, if you will, when it comes to planning. So, but the problem here is the lack of planning.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few clients and families that I've helped that they're in a situation like our generation, Katie, we're the sandwich generation.
Hmm.
We have kids, like I've told you, I have a 17-year-old boy. I'm
Uh-huh.
still raising my boy.
Yeah.
But then to have my aging parents that may
Sure.
need my help. Also, I have to plan for my retirement, my wife's retirement, and my needs, our needs when we get to our golden years, our retirement age. So
Hmm.
we're in a position that if we don't start planning today, we're already behind.
That's right. I just love that. And so, walk us through maybe the first few steps of how someone is to apply for long term care. Is it a pretty lengthy application, or how would someone begin?
The application is very similar to a life insurance application.
Okay.
So there's some health questions that are asked, the gender, the age of the person, the amount of benefit the
Mhm.
person should have will dictate the premium.
Got it.
And the county they live in
Hmm.
has a lot to do with it. And just to give people an idea, I'm just going to share some numbers of what
Sure.
the cost of long-term care is today and what is going to be in the years to come. So, like as of 2019, home care, home health care was
Hmm.
around $52,000 per year. By 2039, it's expected to go to $95,000 annually. That's
Wow.
when I'm taking care of my mom or dad at home.
That's right. Wow.
And if the person requires some sort of assisted living or that they have nobody to care for them, 2019 was $48,000 per year. And it's expected to go up to close to 90,000 by 2039.
Ooh. And
Imagine those numbers.
uh
Now, not just assisted living, a nursing facility that I need somebody to really give me my medications, help me move from my bed to the couch, or just bathe me and things like that.
yeah.
Right now, 2019, it's 103,000 per year. And it's expected by 2039, Katie, to go up to $185,000 per year.
I hope everybody out there has heard those numbers. It is so eye-opening to hear the numbers, but it is because we have the ability to start now by planning ahead. And for everyone who's out there watching, Erin's phone number and email are right there on your screen. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Here, this is what I love about shopping local and utilizing all of our local resources. You have experts in these fields that are available to help you walk you through all of these parts and pieces. So I definitely appreciate that. And I have another question for you. And it's about people retiring in another country. There's a lot of that that's happening. Does long term care still work if they retire in another country?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
The application process is the same.
Okay.
And there's, as of the beginning of this year, there's two other providers that are paying benefits if you were to retire in another country. I have a few clients that have retired overseas,
Uh-huh.
and for them to collect those benefits,
Hmm.
since the plans, most of the plans that I work with, I have a few providers that I have access to. they're the type of indemnity type of a plan. What does indemnity mean, you'll ask? Well, indemnity means that you do not have to collect the receipts or the expenses of the medications, doctor's visits, hospitalizations, some things like that. Where if a person qualifies for long-term care,
Mm-hmm.
there's the benefit will start kicking in. And you may ask too, well, how does the person qualify for long-term care? There's 6 activities of daily living that we take for granted, which is bathing,
Mm-hmm.
dressing,
Mm-hmm.
eating, transferring to and from, toileting, and continence, not being able to hold yourself to go to the bathroom.
Sure.
If a doctor says, Aaron, you don't remember your name, you can move from your couch to the dining room table, and you can eat by yourself. I
Sure.
qualify for long term care. A
Sure.
doctor signs off on that. We send that information to the provider that best fit the individual's need, and then the benefit will start coming in, and the benefit will be deposited into a U.S. bank account,
Mm-hmm.
which today's technology can be accessed from anywhere in the world for them to pay their necessities, whatever they decide to retire at.
Excellent. And are you noticing when you're meeting with people, does this become really a family decision? Do you notice that, the all of the family units and family members come together and help make these decisions together, not just for one person, but for everyone?
Yes, it does, because I have a few clients that they came to realize that they needed long-term care themselves
Yeah,
because they had their mom or dad at home,
that's right.
and mom or dad had long-term care that was getting those benefits, so they see the importance of it.
Hmm.
That yes, as a dad myself, I would want my son to take care of me when I'm old, as
Yeah,
I would take care of my dad when the time comes. But
absolutely.
having that come in for mom or dad, they're like, oh, so those programs do work.
That's right.
One of the ideas, the stigmas or mentality that we all have about long-term care is, I don't want long-term care because if I suddenly passed,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna get anything. I paid for long-term care all these years.
Oh,
But just like everything has evolved, Katie, so has long-term care.
hmm.
Where if I don't use long-term care, there's a death benefit attached to it that
Oh,
my son and wife will get if I were to die in a car accident or sudden heart attack.
wow. So it's really it's one of those fail safe things, like it's going to work out in your benefit no matter what. And I just encourage anyone who's out there who's watching today, first, thanks for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to bring local professionals that are experts in their field right to you, but I encourage you to reach out and learn more and become prepared. It's one of the best things we can do for ourselves and each other. And last, Aaron, you're pretty involved in the community. You're part of Desert Elite Referral Partners. We're part of this Chamber of Commerce. Why do you like being involved in the community so much? Because you're really great at it. Everyone knows you and loves you. You have a great reputation.
Well, thank you. Um, Being around people is something that makes me happy, but not so much that personally. The fact that I'm out there helping people,
Yeah.
giving them the peace of mind if something would happen. I recently delivered death benefit to a family
Mm,
whose father passed.
mm,
Yeah, and it's 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 a bittersweet type of feeling, if you will.
sure.
It's great that they had this policy for him, but unfortunately, he's not around anymore.
Yeah. But I'm sure those funds were really helped out during a
Very,
time.
very helpful. This I delivered a couple of different 3 certificates in the last year and a half. One of them had 10 years worth of income for the family.
Wow. It's a game changer,
It is.
and it also allows the family to, oh,
I went dark here.
you went dark for a second.
Yes. uh,
I was just going to say it also allows the family to have a really special service, that person, really deserves. So a new, great way to honor them, if you will. So, well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Aaron over the years. He's a fantastic person, neighbor, human being, and a great expert in the financial field as well. So thank you so much for joining us today and sharing. Promise to come back and share more. I'd love to talk with you about some economic forecasting as we kind of navigate through this time of inflation and unknowns.
Absolutely. Again, thank you for having me, Katie. Really appreciate it.
All right. We'll be in touch, my friend. Take care of
All right.
yourself.
Bye bye.
And thank you so much for joining us today. It's always a pleasure, like I said, to bring the experts right to you to ask questions. There's a ton of comments on here. Thank you so much for interacting. I know you got all of Erin's information on the screen. If there's a way that the Chamber of Commerce can help support you, your business, please don't hesitate to reach out and let us know. Take care of yourselves and each other. I know it's an uncertain, difficult time right now, but the way we're going to get through it is together. Thanks for allowing me to serve. Take care.